So the next research is the topic benefits and barriers to accelerate craft revival for traditional Agasti jewellery crafts in Sri Lanka. The paper is authored by Dias TN and co-authored by Ms. Ratnayaka RT. Please, Ms. Dias, please come forward and do your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Thamashi Dias. So let me take you through our research process on benefits and barriers to accelerate craft revival for traditional Agasti jewellery craft in Sri Lanka. So during the Kandyan Kingdom, the society was actually stratified according to the caste system. Thus, the artisans were systemized from birth under one's work skills. So the medieval social group of craftsmen of Galladu and Badallu was actually responsible for rendering services and crafting jewellery to the royal family and the aristocracy. And Agasti jewellery is one kind of jewellery that is deep-rooted traditionally. It reflects exquisite craftsmanship and various intricate designs and skills that pass down through many generations. And each piece is a testament to showcase high metals might in jewellery techniques, including gold, silver, brass, and mixed metals. This mixed metals is also called as tabaka, and this includes carnelian or agate beads. In ancient times, the popularity of Agasti jewellery was when it was considered very classy jewellery, and only women born to nobility by caste could exclusively wear them, and they were regarded as a symbol of prosperity and wealth. So back then, it was considered a matrimonial tradition to present an Agasti jewellery set, which is usually passed down through generations from mother to daughter as a family heirloom. And Agasti jewellery craft is actually more than just a physical product. It is embedded with intangible heritage, such as it actually supports upholding the unique history, tradition, then craftsmanship and culture with it, along with the stakeholders such as craftsmen, material suppliers, retailers, and customers. And so therefore, reviving the craft affects all of the above mentioned. And in order to address these cumulative factors, the research problem statement was formulated as exploring the significance, barriers, and benefits leading to the traditional Agasti jewellery craft revival. And under our research statement, some key research areas were identified, such as historical, cultural, and social aspects, and factors that make Agasti jewellery relevant to the contemporary society, and issues faced by stakeholders involved with the craft, and recorded data and identified reasons on craft decline, potential strategies that can facilitate craft revival, barriers and benefits identified in directing towards the revival. And the objectives of the research were to explore the historical and cultural significance of traditional Agasti jewellery, and to identify the key factors responsible for deterioration of the craft, and to recognize what strategies should be addressed to facilitate the revival of Agasti jewellery. So this is the methodology of quantitative and qualitative data collection. First, secondary data was collected using literature review by non-random cluster and snowball sampling of books, journals, papers, blogs, articles, and websites. And structured and unstructured interviews were carried out on local craftsmen, veterans in Agasti jewellery craft, local retail sellers, and government officials using non-random convenience and expert sampling. And also an online survey was conducted for potential contemporary customers using non-random quota sample. This is the current situation of Agasti jewellery in comparison to the historic usage. In present day, Agasti jewellery can be seen mainly in the Kandyan weddings. Because this is a part of the Sri Lankan traditional bridal attire, where the bride actually wears 7 necklaces. So one of them 7 necklaces is the Agasti necklace. It's called as a Digamala. It's actually annotated and drawn in the side, the below one. And also there's Agasti bangles, also called as Gedi Valalu. And These jewellery pieces are to be rented and only to be worn in the wedding ceremony. And these are some of the available designs currently. I guess we can call them descendants of traditional Agasti jewellery, but definitely not in its former glory. And this is another tryout by, this is the Vogue Tusker necklace by Vogue Jewelers. It's again inspired by the traditional Agasti mala. And this is another derivation of Agasti necklace by Chamatka Jewelers. So as stated by Kumar and Banerjee in their paper, Review of Craft Revival Techniques, which was published in 2023. There's a third wave in revival in the craft industry, which is fueled by customer demand. So in a line to the third wave, detouring the focus towards customer preference is the ideal core center to converge all strategies towards craft revival. So the awareness of local potential contemporary customers on Agasti jewellery was questioned by the online survey, and thankfully the awareness was at a satisfactory level of 82%, and almost all of the sample population have seen at least one of the pieces of traditional Agasti jewellery in existence currently. And when questioning personal preference and purpose of purchase, almost 2/3 of the sample population were interested in wearing Agasti jewellery, while most of the sample population preferred to purchase Agasti jewellery for personal usage. And there were some other usages too that they wanted, so collection and to gift someone, and actually some people didn't want to buy at all. And also, we questioned about personal preference on the design and type of Agasti jewellery. So almost 3/4 of the sample population prefer to have a slight modern look, again with a slight traditional touch too. So most of the sample population prefer to wear necklaces and earrings, and given the fact that those are the most common types of jewellery worn by women, so I guess that's justified. And according to the secondary and primary data that we collected, reasons for the craft decline can be summarized into few factors. So hostility of veteran craftsmen in knowledge sharing and documentation, reluctance of young generation to enter the craft, and lack of proper documentation of materials and techniques for existing craftsmen to refer, and existing level of social recognition for craft-based livelihood, and losing the link between craftsmen and customers due to industrialization and in between traders, and lack of creativity and innovation in the craft-based merchandise. So considering the reasons to decline, the identified potential craft revival strategies are as follows. One is design intervention and collaboration to improve the originality and creativity in craft products and to meet the contemporary customer preferences. And also providing facility points for craft communities for their convenience, and establishing craft-based enterprises and boutiques to create the bridge between traditional and modern products and to connect with the customers. And providing and training the craftsmen with cutting-edge technology, and this is to expedite the production process. And customer awareness campaigns to promote crafts as slow fashion and that it contributes to sustainability, and documentation of craftsmanship for the reference of new and other craftsmen to sustain the continuation of the craft, and encouraging craftsmen to experiment on innovative and modern products by holding competitions and award ceremonies to actually make them feel quite appreciated. And there are some barriers in implementing the revival strategies. So mostly actually from the craftsman's side. Those are the hostility of veteran craftsmen in knowledge sharing and documentation, and to experiment on creativity and innovation in the craft-based merchandise, and the reluctance of younger generation to enter the craft because of the existing social recognition of this livelihood. And of course, revival comes with benefits, and economically there's employment possibilities and better income generation, improved livelihood, and socio-culturally there's the revival of the traditional craft and fostering sense of pride, and as a catalyst for other craft revivals. And educationally, this actually creates a platform for knowledge sharing and documentation of knowledge for reference. And I think Mr. Mahesh Patiratna explained very well the repercussions of not discovering and the outcomes of utilizing a country's traditional and indigenous crafts and knowledge, and using the stories of Tinga Tinga and Madhubali art. So, as the conclusion, although there are a handful of barriers, there are multifaceted benefits in accelerating Agasti jewellery craft in Sri Lanka. And these were our very useful and helpful reference materials. Thank you very much.